I'm Maggie.
And I'm Arantxa.
And we are interns at Design Loops and talking about our experiences of New York Fashion Week. What were your impressions of Fashion Week?
Well, my thoughts, I've always wanted to go to Fashion Week, so I was really excited when I heard we were going to be a part of it and to cover stories and to attend the events. I've been to a couple of shows in the actual Mercedes-Benz Center, which were pretty cool just to be in that environment. I went to the Cesar show and Elle magazine had an event there. It was pretty cool to see all the designers come up with these outrageous designs, but I saw some celebrities, but nobody like really huge. I thought it was pretty cool overall, but then I thought I had higher expectations for the fashion show. If you felt the same way?
Yeah, well, I don't know what I was really expecting. Like you look at magazines like Vogue and all of these mid-name magazines that are pretty much institutions, and you just feel like Fashion Week is going to be this really big cultural event. And then at Mercedes-Benz, it was kind of more like Comic Con. People would dress really outrageously, and it was mostly fashion bloggers that were there. At least I felt that way. Because nowadays with social media, online and whatnot, the best way to get your brand out is to have bloggers write about it. So all these fashion bloggers were invited, and it just made the event seem not
as elite as
it was definitely
not. I guess.
It was definitely yeah, and you'd be sitting next to people just taking selfies of themselves. I don't know. It was, but I was a little. It was kind of amazing how fast a fashion show went.
I felt like I waited like an hour, at least 45 minutes, just to get in the actual event, just to get seated, and the show went by like 10 minutes.
Right.
And it was like you wait so long just outside the venue, inside the venue, just to get in your seat, and while you're seated or you're standing, you wait till the show starts, and then it's like 10 minutes walk by and everything's over.
Yeah.
It's all done.
And to get pictures is, unless you're like a professional photographer at the end of the run, I just don't see how you get a good picture. Wherever I was sitting, it was always incredibly dark, and then they just whipped by, so...
Even if you're like front row and center, the model walks by you within less than like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So even if you get a good shot, it's always going to be blurry because they're walking so fast, which is crazy. But the same thing, I thought it was this like really hard thing to get into. It's a fashion show, but nowadays it's just filled with bloggers, like you said, and I had higher expectations of it, so maybe it's not as exclusive as it once used to be.
Yeah, not that, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing.
And on one side, it's a good thing because it's accessible and available to everybody, and then bloggers is like the fastest way for you to get in contact with true fans of the show and everything. So in one way, I think it's better, but then another way, it kind of loses its value because if everybody's doing it, it's not cool anymore, I guess.
Right, or it's not fashion, like high fashion, it's always been considered an art form. So it's kind of up here, and it's not really supposed to be accessible to everyone. As elitist as that sounds, it's... I think a lot of that's taken away.
So overall, the experience, I liked it, but it's not what I thought it would be.
Yeah, same.